All right, D-Racers, we just got out of the Twitter conversation between Infinity Force and DeRace. It was about an hour-long conversation. There wasn't a tremendous amount of valuable or unique information. There was some good insight. And for those that couldn't join in on the call, again, Mark and I were here just to try to bottle it down, make sense of what we could see, so that way everybody out there in the community can get involved.
Yeah, we want to bottle it down, but we also want to hopefully bring up a couple of questions that either we can force DeRace to answer, or we as a community can attempt to answer ourselves.
Yeah, good point. Because it wasn't as much of an AMA as I think what we were hoping for. It was more of an interview, but it was still useful.
Yeah.
Like so initially the two guys were talking about a lot of their history and their upbringing of the video game world. And the more and more I hear from them, the more I feel like DeRace is more of a game, less of an actual horse racing platform. A lot of the things that they talked about was comparing it to playing other games and to encourage user participation, to give them rewards. They brought up the daily missions, the weekly missions, and accomplishments to try to motivate people. So that way the experience in the game is fun.
I think it's important that we also state that Infinity Force is attempting to help guilds and groups of people come together in a gaming platform. So when we talk about DeRace pairing up with Infinity Force, it's important to state that because their history talking about gaming was trying to balance this earning side and this playing side, whereas back in the day, you may have just been playing for achievements. That's something that we're going to start seeing here on the DeRace platform as well.
Now, I forget the guy from Infinity Force, but what he was talking about too was he was using the term, it's less of a play to earn, but more of a play and learn. And he was
play and earn.
Play and earn. Yep.
You can learn too, but
you won't get paid for that. But one of the things that I thought was interesting is how he talked about how guilds can be good and bad, because my impression from that is good guilds or guilds benefiting a DeFi platform is it encourages users to engage the game and to play with it. But he was also hinting at that sometimes guilds can be just earning hunters. They're going to move from one platform to another. So it seemed like if this is executed poorly, it could be consequential because you might see an influx of people. But if a new game shows up that has higher earning rates, those people might just all abandon and switch over.
Absolutely. Dirk Army, when they first started out and we had the season 1 of racing, you saw incredible usage because you had dozens of teams all coming together, playing at the same time, competing against each other, looking to earn, but also earn rewards that were outside of the platform because you had that community space. And that's what you would see with a guild when you have a large group of people coming together, or groups of people coming together to compete against each other or work together to accomplish something, whether it be a mission or defeating something in previous games that was talked about. But for DeRace, I think what's interesting is you have to build in a desire to stick around and not just win races, but collectively earn something, whether that be as the group or the individual. And I hope that that's what Infinity Force can help us track.
Yeah, there wasn't really much information about what the integration with an Infinity Force would mean. Like we were talking briefly about this before. Is it going to be an integrated part in the DeRace platform? Is this going to be something that you have to go to Infinity Force to manage your guild? Is this going to have overlay with the Dirk Army? There's still a lot of information that hasn't been said, other than the fact that Infinity Force and DeRace are working out some type of integration.
Yeah, exactly. And that also plays itself into what we hope to see in levels for your horses in the DeRace platform. Is that going to be something that we see cataloged and stored through a third party like Infinity Force? Or is it going to be entirely embedded into the DeRace platform, and Infinity Force just takes that data, which I assume is what's going to be done. But how does that play into my understanding of partnering with other people, with other personnel who want to be a part of a guild or a team in this case? And how will that play out in the platform itself? If I'm on the DeRace website itself, what does that look like for me to be able to see who's in my guild how well we're doing, how we're competing against, say, another racing team or something like that.
Yep, absolutely. The one thing that they did announce in this AMA that was new is that today it's May 18th. So it sounds like tomorrow, May 19th, there is going to be an event. So similar to the way they've done all their other events, I'm assuming just race. And if you win, you might win something associated to the Infinity Force, but no specific details were really given up out of that. Two things I wrote, scribbled down, look at my notes once more, that I liked hearing from Adomas, I believe is how you pronounce his name. But one of the things that they were talking about was the timeline and the challenges of that, what they're experiencing and what he's experiencing specifically with DeRace. And he said that his challenge as the CEO is just trying to constantly decide what problems take new priorities. And his quote that I appreciated was, "It was better to take the time to do something right." So he expressed the concerns and the challenges of V2. We talked about this in the last video about how V2 is taking their full focus. And just to hear it from the top that this is what they're working on, they really want to make sure that they don't screw this up. I got to say, I do appreciate that. There wasn't a specific timeline. Infinity Force was asking, like, when should we be able to see the full scale? It kind of does seem to align with the roadmap that's currently updated on the DeRace page. And he was estimating still 3 to 4 months is what they're looking for the majority of development to be completed. So I'm guessing that 3 to 4 month range is what they're expecting the beta to be complete and full system launch.
I also appreciated that the two of them had a rather quick part of the discussion about the community's requests and problems that they've been voicing. Both parties, Infinity Force and DeRace, were saying how important it is that you take community requests and commentary into account. And that's obviously what we're doing here a little bit with these videos, is being able to call on what we're seeing is working and not working, and hopefully shed light on some of those issues.
Mm-hmm. I guess the questions that I would still have that were not able to be answered is one we were just talking about is, it would be nice if they would put some kind of newsletter or give us some information we could talk about, is what is that interaction with the guilds, and like, what are the benefits to this? Like, if you and I wanted to be our own guild, is this something that we would do it on this scale, or is it going to be something that you're going to need to have a lot more people? I'm just trying to understand the fundamentals of the I guess the economics of this, because you and I talk about our own stable, our own racing teams, and doing that. At what point does it make sense, and where do they see this guild thing going?
Yeah, and hopefully that's something that we'll be hearing more soon.
All right, very good. I know that we've been talking a lot with the Dirk Army guys, and so there's some good stuff coming from that. I appreciate everybody that's been messaging me on Discord so far. We're going to keep trying to get more information. We're coordinating with Jeff, and so other people. Send me your questions if you have any interest, but yeah, stay tuned.